What's up, guys? We're the Herrins. I'm Clint.
I'm Sarah.
We have 3 kids. Lucas, our oldest. Harper, our middle. And Theo is our youngest. Then we have 2 dogs. Ellie, this one, who's camera hog. And then Jack, who cleaning himself. So, that's our family. You may have noticed on Facebook, especially if you know us, that we've recently sold almost everything we own. And what we did, we crammed into 2 undersized storage units. So here we are. And we got here because Sarah had an absurd idea.
So a few months ago, I went to Clint and I said, okay, I've got it. This is the perfect idea. This is exactly what we need to do. We need to sell everything we own and move into a camper. And he said, that sounds miserable. I said, no, but we're going to travel. Like we can travel, we can see the country, we can let the kids experience this stuff. And he said, yeah, that's not happening. So Clint came back to me a few weeks later and said, okay, let's do it. So here we are. We are Herons on the Roam. So if you're here, you should be on our YouTube channel, and we would appreciate it if you would like this video and if you could subscribe to us. Every time we put out a new video, you'll get a notification for it, and we would really appreciate it.
Also, we're only able to do this because Sarah, stay-at-home mom who homeschools the kids, and then I recently got a 100% remote job. So I work in an office setting, HR job, so we don't necessarily have to have a house to stay in. So that's kind of what opened the door to this crazy idea.
Yeah, so we're already together all the time. Let's cram it
Stay
into a really
together
small spot.
forever. Yes, in a tiny house.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And we bought a big Ford F-350, which I've enjoyed running over every curb we find. And then we also bought a 5th wheel, and we got a 42-footer because we've never pulled a trailer ever. So Sarah thought we should go all out and get the biggest thing possible. So it's been hectic and stressful so far, but I think we're getting better. We're getting better.
So we started out a few months ago. We went through everything we owned for a long time. It took a really long time to go through 14 years of stuff in our house because we'd been there for 14 years. It's the only house we'd ever owned. First 2 kids were born in the house, so a lot of memories, and it was hard to do. But we went through everything. We got storage units, put what we wanted to keep from when we come home into the storage units, and started getting the house ready to list. We sold the little truck that Clint had. We put the house on the market. That weekend we had 20 offers on the house, so we took the best, easiest one, and we closed on the house 30 days later. During that time we had bought the truck, so we had the truck. Once the house was under contract, we finally found a camper. It took forever to find the camper that we wanted because, we went, do we want this brand? Do we want that brand? Do the kids need a back bunk room? Do they need a bunk room in the middle? Do they need a loft? Do we need 2 bathrooms? All the things, and what size do we want to get? And it took forever. And our price slowly moved up the whole time. So finally we found one, and I said, okay, this is it. We're not looking at anything else. This is the model we're going to find. And I found one 7 hours away in Arkansas. So the seller was great, worked with me. It was an individual. We paid over $1,000 to have it inspected by someone. And they didn't find anything big wrong, just a couple of minor things. And so we took, I think, 14 hours to get to Arkansas with the 5 of us. And we went and we hitched up to a huge 42-foot camper and pulled out of the driveway and said, what do we do now? But we made our way home safely. We did actually have to stop because it got dark, and we parked it in a Bass Pro Shop and ran on over to the Holiday Inn right beside it and stayed overnight because it was like 90 degrees in the camper. So, but we made it home safely. We went to a little elementary school to test out parking and realized we're not going to be able to park this at our house. So I was upset because I wanted to do things in here and paint and take out furniture and all that, and wanted to be able to do it at the house. But so anyways, we moved it to my mom's house, which was scary because there was low power lines and we just weren't sure, but we got it there. And then my mom and I ripped out tons and tons of furniture and just things that we didn't want in here, trying to bring our weight down since we will be living in it and have lots of things and a lot of weight. So we did all that, and then Clint said, I think we can put this at our house. So Clint's cousin helped us.
By we, I mean my cousin. Shout out to Joey.
Yeah. He put it in our driveway for us. And then I spent like the next week and a half painting and cleaning and cleaning and painting and hating painter's tape and all those things. Got it painted, got our bed squished in here, got it loaded up with all of our stuff, and then it was time to close on the house. So we closed, and then we took 2 weeks local where we were and lived in the camper, and to make sure there were no issues, to make sure how everything was going to work before we hit the road, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah. So when we got there, we were hooking up the sewer for the very first time, and I took the little cap off, and then someone else's sewage just went all over, so that was exciting. But then we later found out that it was actually a much bigger problem, and there was a leak. The black tank valve wouldn't shut all the way, so Sarah decided that we could fix that because we know enough. We watched a YouTube video, and apparently it's very particular what kind of seals you use, the O-rings. We didn't use the right ones, so we fixed it, and it leaked probably like 3 times worse than it did before.
So we did not just leak sewage onto the ground.
Right.
We got a bucket with a trash bag and put kitty litter in it and just smelled our own filth for a few days until our Amazon package came in with the seals. Yes. So that was a lot of fun, waking up to that aroma in the mornings.
Yes. And once we got the right O-rings, it worked. So obviously we did do it right. We just were idiots with the pieces we used.
And Clint just has a ton of patience whenever he does any of that kind of work. So it was like smooth, it was just everything went perfect. There was no screaming, no yelling, no frustration. It worked out really well.
Yeah, super easy.
Yeah.
So we fixed that. Then we fixed our AC. It was super hot.
We did a hack.
Yeah.
That they recommend on YouTube.
Box out the return air from the air being pushed out.
Yeah.
And but then we put the plastic piece back in there,
which blocked a lot of your return, and the AC froze up. So we came home and it was froze up. So I'm like, oh no, what did we do? But then I did a little more research and I was like, wait a second, it's just not getting enough air pulled in.
No.
So we took that off and we've had no problem since.
Yeah, no problem
so
since.
We fixed that too. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah. So a couple of wins after losses.
Yeah. We just had a couple of reseals. We did a couple of things on the roof. We had the camper washed, and we hit the road. This is going to be an adventure. It's crazy. Everybody's like, man, y'all are going to do this with 5 of you? And I was like, yeah, and 2 dogs. And one of those dogs gets motion sick in the car and throws up every single time we get in the car.
But he warns you by farting and coughing and hacking. So it's great.
But he has not thrown up in the car a single time since we started.
Or farted. So it's been good. He's the one I'm most proud of, Jack.
Jack is living his best life.
He
loves the walks. He loves the exploring. He loves the car rides, especially if he can get up in one of the kids' seats and be out the window. Ellie here is a little more of a queen, and she expects special treatment, and she's a little bit older, so she wants to be picked up out of the truck and picked up out of the camper sometimes. But as long as she gets lots of attention, she's happy too.
This is what she does most of the day.
This is her day, and that's fine. So the plan though is to probably do this for about a year. We'll see. We own it now. We don't own a house, so we're here. So this is well, we have a place to go to, but here we are. So why why did we do this? Why did Clint agree to do this? I don't have any idea why he agreed to do this. But my why was, and I told him, we only have the kids for such a short amount of time. And especially, once they even get into being teenagers, they're not, mom and dad aren't going to be cool anymore. We only have their, we're cool attention for so long, and then they're only with us for so long. How cool will it be if we could just take off like a year from normal life and make memories? So we hope that you guys will follow along with us. We hope to probably put out a video maybe once a week. Obviously we're just now getting into this, so we'll see how it goes. But, we have family back home wondering, hey, what are you guys doing? How are the kids enjoying it? So we want to put out videos for them so that they can see, like, hey, this is what we're doing. But we also want to put out some content, like, hey, this is really cool in this area and this park, and, here's some maintenance tips and those types of things too. So here we are. We will do an RV tour soon if we can ever get this place organized the way we want it. We'll do a tour and show you where we live, how we're doing. And like I said, we hope to post once a week or so. We'll get on the schedule soon and we'll announce that in our next video. Don't forget to like this video and then subscribe to our channel. In the description below, we'll also have links to our social media so that you can follow us there. And we appreciate you guys watching. See you later.